friends, before we get too deep into the App Fest early, we've already promised, by that I mean me, I promised we would not be doing this, but we are doing it already. This is a big one, because this is the day that we're going to reveal or start to flesh out some of our 2026 roadmap. Now, just to give a little bit of context to this for people who are watching at home or people watching later, if you're watching on the YouTube or one of, I'm sure, many shorts will get cut up for this that we'll throw out into the universe. This is not going to be super detailed. You're not going to see, every little bit and piece that you're going to see over the next couple of months, but you will see some high level stuff. You're going to see some stuff you've never seen before. You're going to see some stuff that I only saw just a couple minutes ago, which is crazy. I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? So it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, this is unironically, there are things in here that people inside the company haven't even seen, like hot off the press stuff in a lot of cases. And not all of it is going to come to fruition the way that it's being presented, but I hope that people will be able to see this and see, like, at least where we're going. Yeah. This is the 2026 Frontier Roadmap. CCP Overload, take it away.
Yeah, so just as a quick reminder of where we are. So eFrontier, we've always said we have 3 main product pillars, grounded in science. Everything should feel like it makes sense because it kind of just makes sense. If you're playing an FPS and you hit the jump button, you expect to go up and you expect to come back down. You don't question this fact. It's just the nature of gravity. You just anticipate it. We should feel like the game is like that. It makes sense if you run into something, you should bounce off it or take damage. It makes sense that you can expend energy to do stuff. So we are grounded in science. It's also a cruel survival experience. It's not supposed to be an easy game. We're not trying to impose our version of what a utopian society in the Frontier looks like. We're basically trying to give you the tools to build it yourself, however you want to do it with your group.
It's a meta pillar.
Yeah.
Yep. This is what we call the golden path. So this is a very high level sort of view of the game loop. And I was about to start using the laser pointer and pointing at the screen, but I don't think that'll be very useful.
Just do this
for you guys. But essentially, you can think of the golden path as the progression from I have just awoken in this hostile universe to I am part of a functioning society, contributing and growing. And it starts off very much like sort of bushcraft, like literally like scrambling in the dirt, looking for seeds to be able to build and survive. And then as you get the base fundamental survival done, you start to then like build ways to move around the area with a ship and then go further afield from where you started, from that initial like waking up on the beach with the rock in your underwear.
You're doing it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
So here's the timeline.
Right. So this is, I wanted to preempt this because people are going to look at this and be like, wait a second, there's a lot of 2025 on there.
Yep.
That is true. But 2025 was very, very busy, at least at this, throughout the middle of the year.
This is the slide from the last time we did this.
Right.
Yes.
So this is to show kind of what we said, where we were, what we're doing, and kind of where we're up to now. So if there was a big "you are here" thing, can you move us to the other side? Oh. So looking at what we said was coming in Cycle 3, we had creative base building, so be able to put your stuff kind of wherever you wanted it to be. Endless industry, the fact that you can sort of put stuff in and it'll just continue to build rather than having to say, hey, I want 10, 20, 1, etc. The control after death in the first iterations of the death loop, where you're going to reawaken in the universe. We had new ships. We had the first iterations of our new control schemes, and we had sort of events to incentivize exploration and finding stuff throughout the universe. Then in Cycle 4, we had planned to have updated ship controls. So then we had the full WASD system coming in at this point. We had the first iteration of the character progression system, and then the creation of clones. We quite deliver on tribal base building as we wanted to, but we'll come back to that. Yet is important. And we started to really flesh out distinct ship roles and the attributes and the fundamental way the ships work as individuals. And finally, of course, base progression. We added more stuff to allow you to make your base more like your home away from home in the great visions of space. So that's what we said before. So we can look at what's kind of coming up, and we split most of our features into these 5 areas. So core gameplay is basically everything that sort of is to do with things like the ships, the clones, sort of the main gameplay day-to-day loop in the pillars. These all feed into things like base building, the actual aspect of building it out, upgrading it, all the production capabilities and so on. The creation of the world itself, that's all the flavor that sits within it. That's the sites, landscapes, which we talked about before. Then it's identity, the actual the core of the player, your shell that you are upgrading and sacrificing and continuing to work on as you form the identity of your player. And finally, just the overall creative pillar, so that it all looks cohesive as part of the frontier. So that's where everything kind of falls into one of these areas. So let's start with core gameplay.
So this is, to be very clear, this is a lot of new stuff people are going to be seeing here very soon. A lot of these are features that are probably not feature complete, certainly, but are in a lot of cases either showcases of stuff that's being worked on right now, or prototypes of systems that will be going in before too long.
So our first one, this is on-grid scanning. So right now you can see everything on grid all the time unless it's occluded. And that doesn't really make sense. Why should you always have full access to every piece of information around you? Why should you know that this container has something in it? So bringing an active scanning capability into the game where you kind of ping the environment around you and see what's there. This allows you to really feel like you're sort of in the environment itself, but also think of like a submarine sonar. Okay, so you're aware of what's around you with passive sensors, but as soon as you ping that sonar, not only do you get a lot of information what's around you, but you're also lighting up the area like a Christmas tree. Everyone knows where you are.
Right.
So this will feed into things like overall detection and signature and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So you can be quiet, you can go around and check things individually, or you could blast your sensors and see what's around you. So this one is a quick sidebar. When you're in the scanning view right now, in pretty much all the system itself has unique stars that are based on the attributes of the star itself. The system view always has the same star. Not for much longer. Now the system view will have the representative of the star that is in the system itself. The size, the color, the attributes of the star will be reflective of the thing that is actually in the game, which is pretty cool.
Also then is a function of what is around as well. This is a universe grounded in science, so it does have correlation.
Yeah, this is this I saw this morning.
We want you to have that feeling of vulnerability, but also of the ability to go silent. To be able to go through the universe, play the game the way you want to play.
Engage in silent running mode. Shut off the diesel engines.
Just coast. All right.
Okay, so this is now prototypes of skill shots. So the idea being that you can see there's a couple of turrets on it. The turrets are moving at different speeds. I think all of them, apart from one, are moving at the same speed. And then as you fire missiles, they go where you are pointing, essentially, at that moment in time. But not where the ship is pointing, but where the turrets are pointing. So this allows you to have more granular control for like higher damage weapon systems instead of the automatic tracking. Of course, you can have both. You can have like automatic turrets that can like defend against stuff, and then you have like your big missiles that you need a bit more manual control over. And you can sort of hide behind. You don't even have to lock something on to shoot these, so you could hide behind a rock, knowing that someone is about to fly out from it, and then time it right and blow them up. It's everyone's favorite thing to look at. That's right, JPEGs. So we have some more finished ships that are coming in soon. Look at that. Does anyone remember the original model of this one when it had about 8 voxels
that was
or something?
True. It was it was
it's kind of dumb. And then some more ships. I can't remember how many ships I put in.
It's a lot of them.
There's a few of them.
Good looking ships.
There's a ship. Yep, definitely.
Some. I mean, and these two are all fairly small ships.
I like this little like.
Yes.
Yeah, his little mining claws down the clouds the other day, and posted that, made it available for everybody. It's very, very cool stuff. Continuing on.
Identity. So, your characters are no longer going to be just JPEGs. They're going to be full animated 3D characters, bringing us one step closer to having the characters fully within the game themselves. This is an example of one of the tribal packs and how it will look. So continuing with further visualizations on bringing this in. So it really should be very sort of digested to the game, the world, the frontier. The idea of like the shells that you have are just these bodies that you're occupying. That do they have their own consciousness before you, some sort of like invasive mind virus, take over? Get to the point where you have built up skills within this shell, and you can't get them any further. So you have to sacrifice the shell into the void in some way, and then you can, occupy a new one. What's happening to that shell? Who was that shell? Did that shell have a consciousness, etc.?
Did it have a soul?
Exactly. So
what is life?
What is life?
And we also.
I love this too.
I'm happy about this.
And then you start to get into like deep customization. So it was asked earlier on, like, can they be different like arms and stuff? We're not just going to stop there with the kind of customization level, and it's all going to be relevant to gameplay and so on as well. So the example we use, I think years ago now, is like if you spend a lot of time in crude rifts, then perhaps the effect of that is going to start to like affect the shell in some way or another. Like if you in your human body went and worked in a nuclear reactor with no protection for a long time, you're not doing pretty well.
No.
But even if you just are exposed to it over time, you're going to start to do things. And you can think of this as sort of analogous to the Fremen in Dune. They interact with the spice a lot, so they get the blue eyes. So that's kind of a really good way to think about it. most of this is focused around
March.
quality of life, bug fixes, and things like that. And then the next big cycle one, which SWE, and a lot of new content as well, including some of the stuff you've seen today, will be coming in March.
This is it, though. This is pretty exciting.
All right,
All right, everybody, have a good
Bye.
one. We'll see you later. Bye.